Gary, now let's get to the nitty-gritty of this. You have played, you've played Judith. We'll get to when she beat you. But in terms of you respecting or feeling that women could actually handle this game, you are not always a convert.
Yeah, look, just not to confuse historical records. So the score is heavily in my favor. So yes, we played many games with Judith, yes. But when I played Judith, and we have to say that she was absolutely phenomenal, and none of us, I'm talking about my male colleagues, viewed her as a female player. She was one of the top 10 players in the world. Period. So it's a unique accomplishment, and the Judith story proves that though the story of Beth Harmon is kind of an exaggeration, it's Hollywood, but still it's doable. And the fact is that Harmon had to struggle with these addictions, with these green pills, with alcohol, and eventually she was helped by many of your friends, and she learned about this even team spirit of working together, and that's what contributed to her final victory in Moscow. I think that makes this story so attractive to millions and millions of people who don't even know how to move chess pieces.
So you say that the score is in your favor. Well, it certainly is in terms of the number of men versus the number of women. Let's just say among the more than 1,000...
I'm talking about our games. I'm sorry. Judith, I don't want to sound arrogant.
No, don't.
It's about personal.
I love this. Oh, my God. Okay, so I'm going to go to what you said, Gary. Let's just say what you said in the past, in 1989. In the past, I've said that there is real chess and women's chess. Some people don't like to hear this, but chess does not fit women properly. It's a fight, a big fight. It's not for women. Sorry, she's helpless if she has men's opposition. I think this is very simple logic. It's the logic of a fighter, a professional fighter. Women are weaker fighters. Gary Kasparov, do you still believe that?
Look, you said 1989. So I'm still, more generous than Bobby Fischer, who is in early 60s, said that he could give a handicap for every female player, full piece, and still win the game. Yes, I always said many things about humans and computers. So we all make, mistakes. And by the way, it was just in the beginning of Polgar's story. And frankly speaking, in 1989, we yet to encounter a female player of that strength that could prove us wrong.
Mm-hmm. And Judith, I mean, let's face it. I'm going to play this little clip because I actually met you when you were 12 years old. You were playing with your two sisters in New York. It was one of my first ever reports as an up-and-coming little reporter. And here's a little clip of when I met you at a tournament in New York.
By far the biggest crowd gathers around Judith, one of the very few chess prodigies in history.
In November, 12-year-old Judith became the youngest ever international master, beating out chess greats like Bobby Fischer and Garry Kasparov, who made it at the age of 14. This year, she should make grandmaster, again the youngest ever.
She doesn't speak much English, but she can say how she'll feel about that.
Good.
I don't know whether you could see that, and you really did not want to see my hairdo back then, but can we just say that you did actually beat, by age, both Garry Kasparov and Bobby Fischer in terms of becoming a grandmaster. That must feel good, right?
Well, for me, actually, when I was 12, I had the best year of my career, I think, in respect that I won 8 tournaments in 1988. And we also won with my sisters the gold medal in the Chess Olympiad. And actually, that's where this interview was taken with Gary. And that was the first time I met Gary personally, and it was a great honor for me to see him watching my game and saying that, well, for sure I'm going to be ladies world champion, but he didn't believe at the time that I can be in the top 10, but he changed his mind. We had a lot of encounters in the battles.